It's always a pleasure to get some of our graduates from Systematic Selling Strategies to share their experience and share their success stories from the course. And today I have with me Muhannad Al Badawi, who is the division manager for MICAS, the Smart Systems division. Muhannad, how are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Ramez. It's a pleasure being again here. It's been now almost a month since we accomplished and finished the course. It's been an amazing experience, and coming back here to the offices brings back a lot of memories.
Yes.
It was a good, excellent experience. Things are fine. Now we are in January. I can tell you that, give you a good news that participating in the course during the second half of last year has, I believe, showed a lot of improvement on the team, our sales team, and I'm happy to share some of the stories and things that has led to this.
Superb. Actually, we're going to be discussing that in more detail. And you know, as a sales leader, so Muhannad attended the program not just as a participant, so as you know, to improve his sales, yet he did that with his sales team to standardize the language.
Of course.
To standardize the language between him and his team, so they're able to better drive performance. So Muhannad, if you go back in terms of what led to the need for putting yourself and the team in this training, what was the main motivation behind it?
All right. When we thought about it, me and my direct manager, we spoke about this beginning of last year. I have an amazing, excellent, motivated team of sales who were not reflecting with all the skills that we have hired them. Based on that, we have hired them. It wasn't still reflecting on the business. I mean, when it comes to the sales, to the numbers.
Right.
Because eventually it's in sales, we talk numbers.
Yes.
I knew that they do have a potential, and I believe that this potential can be enhanced, can be shaped, can be sharpened. So with my belief always that the best investment that any of us can do is an investment on your own development. And when I say my own, I say myself and my team. So improving the business, improving the numbers, showing better results. This was the main motivation and the reason why we signed in and we registered with the academy.
Thank you. I think today we all want more.
Yes,
you want
of course.
More. You want
We're
more.
greedy, call it, yeah, but with numbers, I always say that you shouldn't settle for less than what we all deserve.
Absolutely.
With the efforts that is being done and with the skills that people I'm working with have, we always deserve better.
Right, and I like what you said. You knew that your team could deliver more, but
definitely
they were not there. So here, the questions we got to ask ourselves is why and how. How can we help our team? And I think it's really commendable of you and Habib, your leader, Habib Ghaddar, who basically have been into our programs before with other parts of the business and decided to roll this initiative to the smart systems. Yes, exactly, to the smart systems. So let me ask you, what have you seen? What changed? So you wanted to improve the numbers. Have they improved?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So let's maybe break it down. What specific numbers improved and how did they improve? So what were the things leading to improvements that you can share with our audiences today?
As I told you, by now, in January, I can tell you that last year has been an amazing year. I could see towards the last quarter that we were, alhamdulillah, able to overachieve the target that was set by the management and by the company. And I could see that our best quarter was the fourth quarter. And there is no other way I could link it but with the improvement on the daily techniques and tasks that the sales team has been practicing while they are enrolled for the training. We're talking about numbers. I'm talking about everything will lead eventually to the target. I'm talking about the number of leads that they are getting from the market.
So how I know we have some systems that we've installed with your team.
Yes.
Activity tracking. Just talk us a little bit about how did the leads come? So how did we get more leads? What were the actions they took?
Okay, let me start by saying that one of the key things that I always believe that will help is starting with managing your time. With all the techniques that we've learned here about how to manage your time, how to prioritize your tasks, your daily tasks, that led to giving them a chance to conduct more meetings. I'm talking about maybe 30% more meetings per week. And that will immediately, having more meetings will immediately lead to getting more leads from the market, being able to, some of these meetings were follow-up meetings, negotiation meetings, first meetings, and that again, better time management, more meetings, talking about more leads, and a much better closing ratio of these leads. Again, one of the things that we have enhanced after the training is the tracking methodology of their daily activities, from the calls to the meetings to the referral requests.
Yes.
So all this has improved, and being able to have that in front of you every day, it reminds you of the importance of each of these steps within the sales process.
You know what they say?
Wow.
They say that whatever you measure will improve.
Will improve, definitely,
And
100%.
Measuring calls, measuring asking for referrals, measuring conversions, measuring how many meetings they are doing on a weekly basis. I mean, I know some of the guys. We've had conversations with Jad. We've had conversations with Muhammad. We've had conversations with a lot of these guys.
I'll tell you, maybe, I don't know if you remember that exact session when we spoke about the topic of asking for referrals. I was telling you that we in MICAS, we have been in the market for the last 30 years.
Yes.
And a very good portion, I was very proud, and I'm still proud that a very good portion of the business that we're doing is based on referrals. But that was natural, organic referrals, passive, without asking. Yes. Passive one, exactly.
Yes.
And so when you start talking about how important it is to ask for referrals, in a way not to be very pushy, but to ask for referrals, when, how, I didn't. To be honest with you, I wasn't convinced, and I always thought it's not my way. But this is again.
I love this. It's not my way, So
this is again what has changed.
Yes.
If you put it in one word, if you ask me what has changed, it's the beliefs that you have in mind. I always thought, okay, it might sound cheap to call someone to ask for a referral. He saw our work. If he's happy, he will give us a referral. But again, this is a belief. This is what I believed in. So giving it a try, see if it works by me and the team, and seeing the results after that, here is a proof.
I think it
You get my
forever
point?
changed the way that they sell.
Yes,
It has
100%.
every time they came. You know, I remember that conversation. I
Yes.
remember that doubt. You know,
I wasn't convinced, and that was okay because I came again back to the same what I have said before. There are things that I knew. There are topics, there are techniques we spoke about. I knew it. I've heard of it before. Some of it I was doing it. I was practicing it on my day. Others I was not doing it, so it was a good reminder to do it. There are things that I learned here I didn't know about, and it was a good techniques that I saw that it has a huge impact on, again, the numbers and numbers of calls, numbers of meetings, numbers of referrals, and the actual sales numbers. And there are things that I never thought that it exists, or
yeah.
you know what I mean. So it opened your eyes, and when I registered along with the team, people were telling me, okay, after 20 years in sales and you're doing well, you have been a top performer for so how many years? I said, okay, I'm interested to know. And you never, you are never too old to learn, and no matter how you think good you are, there is always room for improvement. And I could see actual results. So for that, I'm very thankful, and I felt like this is the investment that was done on the right place.
Well, I would give you credit, Muhannad, because
Thank you.
you know, for some individuals, they resist change. They, you know, they said, "Hey, I've been doing this for 20 years. What will I learn?" Right?
Yeah.
And today we know, in a world where change is constant, competition is constant, AI is taking over,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, 100%.
if you keep on doing what you're doing, you'll no longer keep on getting what you're getting. And just having that open mind, having the courage, the humility, the discipline, these are some of the core values we instill in you and the entire team.
Definitely.
Really have paid big dividends for you, and just really going through this experience with your team. So you talking with your guys, getting an idea, discussing it, debating it, sometimes fighting over it, and then
Definitely. In each brainstorm, there will be people. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
You know.
And I agree with you, and it's actually that this is the inspiration of what we are providing people for smart systems for their houses.
Yes.
So the first thing we should do is being smart, doing the things that we do every day to convince these clients
Yes.
with this new technology, and to be evolved on how to do the same thing that we are doing, but in a smarter way.
Right.
How that will drive us to a better results.
Let me ask you another question.
Please.
Let's just suppose you and your team
Okay.
did not go through the training the last 4 months. You did not go through it.
Okay.
You started in September. Okay? And now you're starting 2025. Right? Knowing what you know your team has been equipped with.
Yes.
And so imagine if that wasn't the case. How confident would you be facing 2025 without this tool set, without this skill, compared to knowing that, thank God, I've gone through this program. We have certain strategies in place, and we're ready to face the future.
Again, Ramez, as I told you, you'll be in a state of I'm doing my best, and we're doing good. It wasn't good enough, but it's about, when you try to convince, I'll give you this example. When you try to convince your baby to try something for the first time, and they resist, and once they try it, they say, oh my God, I have been missing a lot.
Yes.
So if we haven't took a decision mid of last year to go through or to enroll the staff through this training, I wouldn't know what great results I could get. You get my point? So if you ask me, if I haven't heard of the academy, if we haven't took the decision to enroll here, maybe I would have thought by now that, okay, we did some good numbers last year, I'm satisfied with it, but I wouldn't know what I could have done better, which has been achieved. So it's always about trying. So you cannot go wrong with learning. There is no doubt that you cannot go wrong with learning. It's you never lose. You're always a winner. Learning any new information or technique or method that will help you, because this will improve not only your work or your target or your status at the company, it will lead for your personal life improvement.
Awesome. So, Muhannad, I'm going to build on that and say it's great that now you have this toolkit from learning how to work with your team on mindset, challenging their beliefs.
Yes.
Because at the end, beliefs drive actions, actions drive results, right? Even before beliefs drive your emotions. So whether it's fear, whether it's anxiety, whether it's confidence. So, and then the emotions drive your actions and that drive your results. So beliefs, looking at sales activity management, your SAM, your toolkit, plus the way that they're engaging. So how are you currently ensuring that the team is continuously refreshing these ideas so that you continue to reap the benefits from this program?
Actually, we have, as you know, we have even the training material that not everyone in the office has attended the training. So we have been doing this system of trying to pass this information, what you have learned, to your colleagues, those who haven't attended, to kind of prepare them and hopefully for the next stage to be enrolled as well in the program. And that is for the benefit of those who attended training, to keep on refreshing their knowledge, their information, and kind of a reminder for them to keep on applying what they have been doing or what they have learned. Again, from simple methodology of starting how to understand the pain behind any client, trying to analyze the status of that client and what he actually needs, not what we are offering, building that rapport and building and keeping this relationship with the client, to the referrals. So we have this continuous sales meetings on a weekly basis, and we have been discussing looking at the numbers and looking at the pipeline, discussing the reason behind what could have been done better here. This is one of the most important. What could have been done better, and trying to recall things that we have learned during the academy, and to see how things would have been done in a better way. How next time, learning from these mistakes actually. So how next time, if we apply this and keep on monitoring that, okay, next time I'll try to do that, and with the next opportunity, with the next lead, to see, okay, I've applied it, did it work or it didn't? So it's a continuous process.
Absolutely.
Attending a training for a couple of months, if you leave and you just leave behind all what you have learned, it could have been an amazing experience for that couple of months. But if you're not applying it's this knowledge, then you have wasted your money.
It goes in and it goes out. It goes from one side.
Exactly.
I love what you said, because involving the guys, and I know them, I can only see them wanting to share what they've learned with others. So they're very passionate about teaching what they've done, and that actually enhances retention, and that actually creates a common language among your team members.
Definitely. Using the same terms and
so you talked about pain, you talked about gain, you talked about the concept of rapport. We speak about the concept of people buying from people they know, like, and trust. Trust is built utilizing the headache formula: honesty, ability, reliability, intimacy, care. So all these things,
it's the language that you talk now.
It's the language that you talk now. Drives this unity. And the beauty is looking at one opportunity, and I love your what we call your reflection. So what went well, what could have been better. So this ability to reflect and share with the team and have them come up with the answers themselves is a phenomenal way of actually keeping keeping them engaged on an ongoing basis.
One of the factors that I haven't been as a manager measuring before is how much time the team are spending on the preparation before a meeting, before a
like
call.
what? So what type of preparation?
This research, how important is the research, is the analysis that you try to do before that will avoid you. It's now,
so like
as
we're talking the 5 C's.
We're talking about the 5 C's.
Yeah.
We're talking about now you spend more time to do all that research about the client, the opportunity, the project that you are targeting.
Yep.
That will lead for a much less time closing this opportunity,
yes.
or it will reduce this sales cycle that used to take much more.
Because you're more relevant, exactly. You're not going with a product, you're going understanding their situation, you're understanding their timeline, you really are.
Whether it was that in a meeting or in a cold call or an elevator pitch, sometimes you only have a chance with these decision makers to take for a couple of minutes. So you better be prepared, and that will grab their attention, and that will lead for doors to be opened for you.
No, absolutely.
It starts from here.
Thank you so much. This has been quite useful. And again, just seeing this common language, and the biggest thing they say, ignorance is a thief.
Yes.
Not knowing what you don't know is actually a blind spot. And in a world that is fast evolving, we talk about, will there be a need for sales professionals in the future? There is something called AI agents that are becoming more and more available, and God knows where it's leading. Yet I still believe today that humans can be amplified with the power of knowledge, with the power of AI. And we show up in front of a customer fully ready, and it really creates that connection, that bond.
Yes. That AI or I cannot do that. It exists to help human, not to replace a human. This is what I always believe, especially when it comes to sales.
Yeah.
It's all about emotions. It's all about empathy. It's all about building this relationship. That is something that will never be replaced by a machine, or
yes.
by, no matter how smart is the machines, because eventually it's us who created this technology. It's for making our life easier. I totally believe in the importance of the AI nowadays, and how that can help us make our life easier. But I've never believed that this will lead to replace people, especially when it comes to sales and relationships.
So, it's a pleasure again. And I'm gonna ask you here, remember during the program, we started introducing our Academy for Sales Excellence AI Coach. Yes. The application which yes. allows you to practice yes. and really rehearse sales conversation. What has been your experience with that?
It was impressive actually, because the number of scenarios that you think that having a conversation and practicing your elevator pitch, or practicing a negotiation, or that overcoming the objection, it sometimes it drives you crazy. But I believe that as much scenarios you put in front of you, you prepare yourself yes. for, yes. as much as you improve your response. So it was like a challenge, You come from here and it will reply. So it was an amazing tool, very impressive for practicing what we have learned here. Yes. And I would say that I can see, for example, here how AI will be playing a very big role in the coaching and yes. training.
Yes.
It can help a lot.
It enhances. So today, when you practice, we give you the feedback, we give you that challenge, but having a tool that allows to do it on a continuous basis. Muhammad,
yes.
you were tracking, he practiced 20 times.
Yeah.
So there was, the guy was like 20 times with the AI, and Muhammad doesn't practice for 5 minutes.
Yes.
He practices for like 30, he just keeps going
yes.
at it. That's really building his muscle ability. Again, salespeople, what comes out of our mouth is our make us or break us. If we don't measure what comes out of our mouth the way it comes out, then we're failing. This is like the simulator, the flight simulator in the sales language.
100%. But again, I would say this was an amazing, impressive way of practicing. It opened your eyes for all these scenarios that you can see how an AI tool or machine, you'll be impressed with the number of scenarios that has been fed to it.
Yeah. Primed.
But again, you and your team, Ramez, during the training, these stories, these real life stories that based on your experience, from your previous experience that you have been giving, this is inspiring.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is inspiring, and I believe that if you spend maybe 2 hours telling me about a specific strategy without giving such examples and without me imagining what exactly happened in that situation, it wouldn't help that information to get in. Yeah. It helps a lot in convincing you, because we know that it came from someone with that experience. So I believe this human touch is also very important.
Amazing.
And for that, I would like to thank you and the team for
we
all the experience, your experience that you have, your personal experience that you have shared.
It can only be like that, at the academy, we're fortunate to have very, I would say, unique individuals. They each bring talented,
very talented.
They each bring their toolkit with the years of experience. I think today
it's a rich experience.
Thank you.
It's a very rich experience, and each one of them in a specific background and coming from different business field. That experience, this diversity among the team, it opened your eyes on how each field is. We are all us, or people in retail, or people in high tech. We are all selling,
or IT,
consultants. So at the end of the day, we are all selling, but applying these generic techniques and methods, and for each one of them to tell you the story from his previous experience was amazing.
Thank you for that. It's a reflection for everyone. Marco, Alan, Philip.
Yes.
These are the superstars.
They are definitely, and I'm grateful, and I'm happy that we met them. We had the chance to listen to their stories, to get this information from them.
So if I were to ask you,
yes,
you've mentioned you had your best quarter last quarter.
Yes.
Could you quantify? So you were able to, let's say, exceed your target. How much more sales were generated as a result of the extra activities, as a result of the extra efforts and outcomes that the team has been able to generate?
Let's say that quarter 4 was around 40% better than the average of quarter 1, 2, and 3. And this is when it comes to numbers, to achievement, to numbers. But it wasn't a surprise, because again, monitoring and seeing the increment in the number of leads. Again, as I told you, the increment of the number of visits and meetings that has been done, and the ratio of closure of these leads, turning it into opportunities and turning it into quotations and closing this. And I have noticed one of the things that I haven't been measuring before is this sales cycle that has been shortened.
Yes,
shortened. So it all leads to better figures. So again, we're talking about almost 40% better achievement in the fourth quarter, and we're talking about we started this year with a very healthy pipeline, which is based on
the
last year.
activities,
Yes,
yeah.
the activities that has been done, and it gave us more confident on how this year will be going on. You get my point? So, and we are hoping, we know that we'll do much better this year. So we have to keep on applying what you've learned. We have to keep on learning something new. It's learning is a habit, just like anything else. Now, after the training, the guys are every now and then reading some of the new books that we've been talking about. During our sessions, we've mentioned a lot of references and books that has been very interesting, and so they have been.
It's an entire culture that
yes,
you created.
it is a culture.
And
it's a culture.
And it's your openness, your desire for bringing that change, and your leadership as well, because
Yes.
you went with them.
Yes.
And you encourage their behaviors. And,
Definitely.
And then again, what you train them, what you build habits, they follow.
Yes. Yes. It's about leading. It's all about leading.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just would you say anything in closing? Would you like to maybe share any last comments or last tips for people considering to take this program in the future?
You have to try it. You have, again, as I told you, you think that you're doing good. This urge of learning will open your eyes for so many things that will affect directly your business, will affect your personal life, will improve actually. Try to give yourself a chance. We all have limited time. We all are super busy, but definitely the time that you spend in learning and attending such a course will, you think that you don't have time, but once you attend it, you will see that you have been managing your time wrongly. And there is again no better investment than an investment on ourselves. Yes, exactly. And definitely that will lead for personal business improvement. I would encourage everyone to attend the training, or at least to give it a try. To give it a try, because that change resistance, that ego that sometimes we're having, that we're doing fine, our numbers are fine. You don't know what you're missing. You could have done much better if you know this, for example. So yeah, this is my message. I'm happy this has been a start, and we're looking forward for enrolling in more advanced courses in the future.
Absolutely. Well, with this, Muhannad, I'm just going to recognize that I have here a small certificate. We're re-giving it to you again. But really, thank you so much for your participation.
No, it's the thanks is extended to you and your team for this, and it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and I say today, the speed of the team is determined by the speed of its leaders, and just seeing your participation, your openness is an example that I really invite all business owners, sales leaders, division managers, sales directors, again, to embark on this journey, because at the end, you reap what you sow. And if you're sowing growth, you're sowing personal development, it can only lead to one thing: growth and more sustainable results.
Agree, 100%.
I'm confident now that you sleep a bit better at night.
I do. And I really hope that the talk that we had today will at least inspire some people to give it a try. They don't know what they're missing.
You know, the Inspire One More movement. So just
Yes.
because you're inspired, you're sharing your story with others. And again, you can see here the passion of really inviting, we're extending our hand so that you can also experience the same. So if what you heard today makes any sense to you, you'd like to discover more, click on the link below and go ahead and let's book a discovery call so that together we can decide if this is the best fit for you, and and your team.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Shukran, Ramez. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you.